Hey, what's going on? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update on Litecoin. Right now we're at $67.78. We're down 1.94%. And guys, what we're going to be looking at here is basically if we're going to get this trend line break or not. We're basically sitting right on top of it, directly flirting with this yellow downtrend line that we've been dealing with now since about June 23rd, 2019 is when we started to head to the downside. And ever since then, we've just been getting pushed down with lower highs and lower lows. So we're going to get into all this. There's a few different things that I want to show you here. If you guys like these videos, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Appreciate you all being here with me today. And leave down low what you think. Do you think we're going to see rejection from this trend line, or do you feel as though we're going to have a true breakout from it and we're going to go up to some of these higher levels? So I want you guys to let me know down low, and we'll dig into this. So first of all, what I wanted to point out here, guys, the trend line, this yellow trend line, we're going off the real bodies. Okay, so you can see here that we're going down through here. And what happened was yesterday, we ended up actually having a trend line break off these real bodies. But what happened was, like I was reading or talking to you guys about, the book that I've been reading, it's the 7th edition of Technical Analysis of Stock Trends. It's by Robert D. Edwards. And what he's talking about with these trend line breaks is you want to see a 3% close of the real body up above the trend line break. And what we ended up having here was roughly about, guys, pretty close to about a percent or so from where we crossed that line to where we ended up closing. What you can see is actually a wick of rejection that we had. So we closed up above our 10 EMA, which was good. So in our short term, we closed up above that. That's a positive thing. But we wicked up and we failed at this 20 moving average. So what you can kind of wait for here is to see if we can get across from our 10 over top of our 20 there. That would be some good confirmation. And also what happened was here, guys, it looks like we're kind of back testing this trend line again. You can see we have a wick there that's forming, but we're going to have to see how that candle closes, because if this is just basically some type of like hanging man candle, that could just be basically our lower high from where we broke out of here. So a lower high, then we could go down to a lower low, and that's where I'd start targeting some lower areas there. And kind of what's tough, what we're dealing with here, guys, and why it's so difficult to get this trend line break, number one, we have to have Bitcoin break out of that descending triangle or start making a higher high. And also, what we need to realize is that we have a death cross taking place over top of us now. So our 50 moving average in pink here crossing down under our 200-day EMA there in white. So that is something that's significant to us. Now, like I said, we always want to target the upside and the downside. My downside target, if this is just another lower high, I could see us going all the way down to $50, guys. Yes, there's some other ranges we could look at, $60, some different spots like that, but ultimately we could get pushed down around that $50. You can see that's where we had all this area of support here, a lot of chop, a lot of support and resistance areas. So that's the spot that I would be looking at if we are to have a big severe break to the downside in the days and weeks to come. Now, if we're to go to the upside and we do get a break out of a trend line like we have here, we'd be targeting up somewhere around 35 to about 50%, guys. And that's going to take us anywhere from $90 all the way up to around $100. That's going to be a very key area right here. You can see where we had a shooting star candle. We wicked up right there, couldn't break through the trend line. We didn't even make it all the way up to that 50-day moving average there. And we have some other local resistance right there as well. So that's probably, if we were to get a trend line break, we want to break out somewhere up in this area between $90 and $100. Then we would see that retracement. We want to set a nice higher low and then try to go back up and make a higher high, because what we're trying to do is change the trend on Litecoin. It's so important that we change this trend. We've been in the downtrend now, like I said, guys, since first day was June 23rd, 2019. Ever since then, we've been in a downtrend, and we need to break out of it as soon as we can, because the longer that these trends stay intact, the more difficult it is to break them, because it's just like a raging river. More water's getting poured in, the river's getting bigger, and it's harder to change that because guys will be shorting at areas like this. So say Litecoin made a little breakout of here, maybe we come up to that 50, and there will be guys who will be opening shorts off that area or selling their long position out of that because they're just trying to play some type of reaction. So that's what we have to look at, guys, in this space, and just realize, everything's predicated off Bitcoin. Litecoin. We have to see what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin gets a massive breakout to the upside, I'm sure Litecoin will follow. If Bitcoin dumps hard, then this trend line is going to be even more resistance, and we're going to start falling down more. So really look for that candle close, that 3% candle close up above this trend line on volume. That's what you're really always trying to look at when you're evaluating trend line breaks. Same if you have an upward trend line here, guys, like we had over here when we have this break. Always look for that. Look for that 3% or more, and a lot of times it comes on big gnarly candles like this one here on heavy volume. That showed you that this trend here was over. See that? And you can see the cross of our 10 down through our 20. So these are things that you just want to look at, guys, and put in your toolbox. Next thing I want to do is just go into a few indicators with you. First one's our stock RSI. Stock RSI is getting a little overextended there. We're at 88 and 72. So keep that on your radar. We did have that bullish cross down here, and that was those 5 days to the upside. Next one we want to go to is our MACD. And let me know down below what you guys think about what's going to happen with this trend line. So on the MACD, we do have a bullish cross right here. So that's a nice little thing that we do have a bullish cross. It's happening basically right at this trend line. So we'll see if we can get a little move out of that. But sometimes, guys, you have to confirm it with volume, just like ones down here where we crossed and then you came up just for a little bit and you fell back down. That can always happen. Okay, histogram is taking a little bit to the positive there, so that's good. That's looking a little more bullish than bearish. And then let's take a look at our RSI. And with our RSI, guys, we basically double bottom down here, and that was around 26 on the RSI. We're at 37 right now. We're dealing with some overhead resistance, though. You got to start looking at some of these areas around 40. It's going to be overhead resistance, then around that 51. So right now we're just going to keep an eye on that. We are, closer to that oversold territory than we are the overbought territory, obviously. So that's something we're going to be looking at. But guys, you let me know down below what you think is going to happen. I really want to hear your opinion. I want to know what you think about all this. I appreciate you being here with me today. Just wanted to bring you a quick one. I got to run. Got to get out on the move here today. Got some places to be. So let me know down below what you think. God bless. Take care, guys.